so many cities to love in Italy, but Florence might be our favorite. From the food and the art and the culture and the views alone, there is so much to do, see, eat, explore, and love in Florence. Here's what you need to know before you go to Florence. Why even go in the first place? Well, we'll get to the best things to do later in the video. There are a few things that really make Florence worth visiting. Just walking around the city is an experience of itself. It's not so much as a thing to do, whether it's just a place to be and enjoy and live la dolce vita, the sweet life of being in Italy for vacation. It is romantic, it's laid back, and it also has plenty of things to see and shop around and eat and do and experience. But just walking around and experiencing, the city itself has so much of a vibe. It's definitely one of the top places in Italy to be. And while there's so much to do in this city, it's also a perfect launching pad for some awesome day trips, whether you're going from Parma and Bologna to eat your way around Italy, or whether you're going to Siena for a winery tour, or Pisa to a day trip to see the iconic Leaning Tower. There's really so many different directions you can go within only an hour or two from Florence. Now that you know you have to go, should you go? Is it safe? What do you need to do? How does it feel? I would say overall, we've always felt very safe in Florence. Now in crowded areas, you of course need to watch your stuff like you do anywhere in the universe. It's a little bit more crowded in your markets or popular galleries, and you'll see people, panhandling a little bit or asking you, to buy this flower, buy this random thing, but you can just ignore them, walk past them, make sure to keep your hands on your stuff. Always be aware of your surroundings wherever you go, but it's definitely a romantic city to walk around even during the night. We felt safe and comfortable crossing the bridges and the rivers into different neighborhoods on our walk home to our hotel. Speaking of your valuables, what kind of money do you need to navigate through Florence? So Italy uses the euro. While most everywhere in Florence does take card, places that you're spending less than, say, $20 at, maybe for €3 gelato or a coffee or something that's much more inexpensive, you'll want just a few euros here and there for change instead of running a card, and they really don't like that if it's less than 5 or 10 euros. Speaking of gelatos and coffees and all of that good food to pay for with small bills, remember, there are so many delicious things to eat and drink while in Florence, especially being the heart of Tuscany. It's just mouth-watering. Bella. Check out our blog for a full list of things we recommend to eat and drink and where to stay. But a few things you've got to order while you're here is the Florentine steak, which is called bistecca alla Florentina, which basically just means Florentine steak. Made in Florence, it was invented here, and let me tell ya, it is so good. Make sure to order some delicious Tuscan wines if you do drink the Chianti wine. Oh, go to Bebe and do the wine window and just order you a glass through that and then enjoy as you sip on it and watch the sunset. And speaking of dinner, we recommend pizza, pasta, all the good things, of course. Sometimes it's kind of a no-brainer whenever you're thinking about what to order in Italy. Now that we're happy in bed, it is time to go exploring. We always recommend going out as soon as you can in the morning, even if you're not a morning person. Afternoons really do get a bit more crowded in the piazzas and the walkways and the museums and everything. So if you can make those early morning reservations, please do so, because the early bird really does get the worm. Reservations you might want to make before your trip is to the Uffizi Gallery, the Pitti Palace, and the Gallery Accademia. Florence is the birthplace of the Renaissance, and much of that was funded by the Medici family. Very brief history, we're not going to go all into it, because you should go to the Pitti Palace, which is one of the former homes of the Medici family that basically funded the Renaissance art. But their mansion, oh my gosh, you can wander for hours through it. And right behind it are the Boboli Gardens. Art. Bring a picnic, bring a book, take a walk. It also gives you a great view of the city from there, but give yourself almost a half day to experience the Pitti Palace, because it is, it has rooms that almost brought us to tears. Your neck will get tired of looking up at the gorgeous ceilings. This place is next level, jaw-dropping luxury. Uffizi Gallery really highlights so many different pieces of beautiful Renaissance artwork, and the Gallery Accademia is home to the one, the only, giant, enormous statue of David. There are some other pieces of art in the museum, but this is the literal biggest thing in there, and it is just amazing. You think, oh, it's just a statue of a guy. it's beyond. You've got to go. For a little bit of shopping, there's also a leather market very close by that you can get some purses and some beautiful wallets and things. And if you're more into jewelry, walk across the Ponte Vecchio because they have some of the most beautiful pieces we've ever seen. The price tag is not low, but the pieces definitely are beautiful. You've got to take time to hike up to the Piazzale Michelangelo, or you can also take a taxi, but I really think if you're physically able, the hike is worth it. It definitely has a payoff at the end with the beautiful sunset over Florence. Also, it's kind of hard to miss, but you've got to see the Duomo. If you're feeling active, you can even climb up to the very top. We just adored it from the floor, but once you climb up the Piazzale Michelangelo, I think you might have had enough climbing. It's absolutely stunning. It's the major church in the center of Florence. One of the most popular options to do is a Tuscan winery tour. So remember, Tuscany is not one destination, but it is a region in Italy in which Florence is located. So it's basically like a state, think of it that way. And so you're not just going to Tuscany, you're visiting different cities in Tuscany. One of the most common ones for winery tours is Siena, and it is an absolutely charming, beautiful town. All the wineries are kind of dotted around just outside of it. We went to San Giorgio a Lapi on our own, but you can book so many different tours through Airbnb or get your guide. We recommend both options. If you want to take the train in, you can just take a taxi to a specific winery you have in mind. We really wanted to take the time to go to a family-run vineyard, so that's why we wanted to book that one on our own. Additionally, we're not the biggest winos or wine experts. We enjoy a glass every now and then, but we're definitely not pros and didn't really want to make an entire day out of it, so that's why just choosing one really nice one was the best option for us. If you want more, there are several guides and tours out there that'll take you on a full day trip, pick you up in Florence, take you to 3 different wineries around the area, and then drop you back off at your hotel or the train station nearby. Now that you know where you want to be, what you want to do, where you want to eat, how do you get around Florence, now the best and really only way we recommend is lace up your walking shoes and go by foot. Now, if you're coming to Florence from Rome or Milan by train, you will not find Florence Central Station on the map. Instead, you'll find Firenze Santa Novella Stazione. Florence in Italian is Firenze. So if you see any reference to Florence in Italian, it won't say Florence, it'll say Firenze. We think this is such a romantic destination and perfect for honeymooners, getaways, summer vacations. You can even go on as a group, but I really think this destination is exquisite for couples. If you want to go, we would love to share more information on our website. We're just at andrewandkate.com, where we have so many different travel guides, tips, all the things you need to know before your visit to Italy. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.